Hiya, so we know the drill by now. It's Annaliese here reviewing America's Next Top Model. What are we on? Like episode 9? Wow. So obviously, you're seeing the attire. Excuse it. Just because it's 3 a.m. in the morning and I've just finished watching the Top Model link and I'm actually going to invade America again, which I'm so excited about. I'm actually getting on a plane tomorrow to go to Miami, and I wouldn't have time to do it tomorrow because obviously you've got to get on a plane. So here I am, 3 a.m., pajamas, whoop whoop to Paul Frank. Thanks for that. Yeah, so this episode actually started off quite juicy. We've got the drama back, which I'm kind of liking. I don't know, it just makes it a bit more interesting to watch, right? But so Ebonee and Laura just doesn't like Ebonee. We knew that all the way through. It was just that was the only point that it was actually said. But in her defence, not that I should defend her, but there's people that you get on with and there's people that you don't get on with. It's just life. Do you know what I mean? So they're just not two people that you could see being friends. So I kind of totally understand the issues going on there. Not that I know, but it kind of looks like Laura is picking on Ebonee, like bullying her, but she's not. But it just looks that way because obviously Laura's a bit more aggressive with it. It was slightly nicer than that, maybe just slightly. But yeah, so Nigel came over. Hello. This is how you know it's 3 a.m. because I've still got this pile of notes right here and I'm actually forgetting the episode that I just watched, but don't worry, we'll just skim over that bit. But yes, Nigel came to visit, and you know, it's just always terrifying after elimination when somebody turns up at the door. You just never know what you're going to be doing next. Brought Chinese, good timing, belly making some noises, definitely needed some food, eating Asian, and I have to say, it was kind of like Thai, kind of Chinesey kind of food. And I have to say as well that we all had the hint that we might be going to Asia. Just because obviously like the Hello Kitty, and then there was just certain little things and we were kind of like, where are we going? Oh, you know, you've got to try work it out. And massive fortune cookies, they were so fun to open. But it's not really the same because it's not really luck of the draw, because you know that really it's production making up a big cookie. Maybe not production, but getting somebody to make a big cookie and writing what they want to put in it. Thought mine was pretty fitting. You can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? Quite like that one. I thought it was quite, worked well. Sophie's was about people being jealous of her, and then we have this whole Sophie Alicia thing that's going on. Within the Brits we're having issues. It's not even that we were just having issues. I think it just gets to that point. And may I like to add, I've never been at this point. I am the only one. I came 7th on Britain's Next Top Model. 7th. And don't get me wrong, I personally was quite proud of it. I felt like it was my time to go and all the rest of it. But every other girl, if you haven't noticed already from the British team, obviously, has been 2nd or 4th, or I think I was like the trailer behind. So I really didn't think that I was going to make it this far. I just wanted to do better than I did on Britain's, and obviously at this moment it's just looking lovely, isn't it? I'm so excited. It's really weird that you kind of get all the excitement kind of watching it again, but I'm kind of going off topic, so let me look at my notes. Yeah, so the different fortune cookies, and that was quite interesting with Nigel, because we actually did this whole thing about showing emotion and through the eyes and all of this thing. We were taking pictures of each other with the camera, which they didn't put in, which I'm pretty glad at. I don't think I did that well on that. But then obviously telling us that we were going to Macau, and just a little bit of editing detail there. When they initially told us, they told us that we were going to Asia. Now, I hope I'm not alone in saying that if Macau came up, I probably wouldn't know how to say it, let alone know where it was. I'd probably guess that it was kind of in that region, but I didn't really know about Macau. You know, one of those places you've just never heard of. So I think it was quite good that Asia came up, because I'm like, right, okay, at least I know what part of the world I'm going to. It's always a good thing, which never really happens on this show. You never know where you're going, so to at least have some kind of direction was good. So we had an hour to pack. Yeah, no, not really. We had ages. We went to a hotel. We stayed at this hotel for a couple nights. Actually got a chance to watch one episode from All Stars, because it happened to be on one of the nights that we were staying in this hotel, and that was just surreal. I'm actually on America's Next Top Model and watching America's Next Top Model. Yeah, messed up my mind. And then seeing everything that they'd done that was exactly the same as ours, with the pot leadum and making the song, and all of that kind of stuff that was all the same. It was quite interesting to watch that. But again, Annaliese, focus on the task at hand. Macau, yeah, it took a while. I feel like I want to like get this here because there was a lot of things I got on here. A lot happened in this time. Ice. Now, I think Laura's mentioned something about ice in her blog before, and basically for this 15-hour flight, we weren't allowed to talk. They like to just put you on ice randomly when the cameras aren't around and they can't capture everything, and then they just leaves you bursting, always wanting to say stuff, and then all of a sudden the cameras turn up and the moment's gone. It's like tweeting. You know how if the moment's gone, you can't go back to the tweet. I learned that today. But arriving at the MGM hotel with our hats, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Those hats hurt though. Oh. The pain in like these 3 regions was ridiculous. But hey, I'm in Macau. I'm not going to complain. MGM, swanky. Very, very swanky. Yeah. And then that guy was singing to us and Mr. J came, you know, welcoming us to Macau. Yeah, and then we got to see our lovely suite. It was a villa. It was out of this world. Like our photos were on the walls and there was pictures of Tyra and there was this huge living room and it was just huge. I think the shower was the most fun thing. It was literally like a huge wet room with like 5 different showers in it. So let's just say we got comfortable with being naked around each other at that point. We kind of had to, we didn't have a choice. But it was out of this world insane. Hear the paper turning? This is half interesting. It just reminded me that I felt like this episode was quite sob story, like they were getting to know us a bit more, and I don't know, it's a little bit scary, and it felt like everybody had their kind of sob story. So Sophie was the gawky one, young and gawky, and worked really hard as a waitress and all the rest of it, which she did. Hey, Alicia working hard for her family, the love for her mum, Laura with her parents, drug abuse, sorry, I didn't mean that, alcohol abuse, and yeah, it just seemed like they were kind of focusing on all the negative things, and obviously Ebonee growing up, obviously it was quite tough for her. Yeah, I've never had a sob story. I think they kind of half tried. Because they showed the picture of me and my dad, and you know, something about, it's alright, it's made me stronger, so hey, whatever. Yeah, they tried to make a sob story. I must admit, I don't really have one. Yeah, I've got nothing to complain about, really. I'm not saying life's easy, but I'm all up for working hard, and I'm not saying anything was actually, let me clarify that. Nothing was handed to me. I have worked hard. It's not very sob story. Yeah, let me just shut up before I dig in myself a hole. Alicia and Sophie, these fireworks. Basically, let me just explain this whole thing. The whole dress thing, you guys didn't even know why Sophie had the dress. Let me explain. We all go on interviews weekly. Obviously, at this point, our interviews were a little bit longer. I think Alicia had just gone to her interview. It was an hour and a half or whatever. In the meantime, we were entertaining ourselves. I say we, I didn't really do much, but all of us were literally, I say all of us, I was watching again on the sofa, laughing. It was like watching TV. But we were impersonating each other on the runway. Sophie was being all of us, as in taking the absolute biscuit, and it was so funny. Like, see, you know when you're trying to recall it, it's like trying to recall a dream, but just take my word for it, it was hilarious. And doing all of us, like with me, and it was always touching my hair and the puff, and Ebonee not wanting to look like a baby, and then she was doing like our photos and posing how she thought we would pose as our over-exaggerated caricature versions of ourselves, which was hilarious. Hello, you've got to entertain yourselves when you're hanging around just waiting for people to have interviews. Obviously, you're in a lovely hotel, but yes, we were having fun, and this was all of us. This was Kat, Ebonee and Laura were on the panel. They were like Jay and yeah, everyone on the panel basically, and it was just a parody. It was just so funny. And in that process, Sophie took Alicia's dress to be Alicia to do her bit, and possibly didn't put it back. Yeah, I can't even stand up for her on that point. You didn't put it back. You can't touch someone's stuff and not put it back. But it was just so funny, and we didn't realise that how serious Alicia was taking it. Like, she obviously has an issue with people touching her stuff. Like, I don't know, people have issues. Like, I don't like feet. I don't know if it's the same kind of thing, but that bit of information for you. Yeah, and it was just weird. I have to say, after Simone left, the dynamics of the group kind of changed, because Kat was quite close to to Simone, when she left, she kind of latched on to Ebonee and Alicia, who were obviously really, really close. They're really close. They don't show it on the show, but they're really, really close. And I don't know, and then it kind of felt like me, Sophie and Laura and Alicia, Ebonee and Kat. And I didn't really like that, so I tried to, like, you know, do my little bumping, but obviously Laura can't really go on that side, and then they're kind of left, and I just, you know, I try to get on with anybody. I don't really like tension in a group, and it just definitely the dynamics change, and I think that's where all the Alicia Sophie bickering kind of thing comes from. It was weird by this point. We were cracking up by this point, may I just add, definitely and utterly. God, 10 minutes and I'm still only just getting to the challenge. But the challenge, it was a bit of a wishy-washy one, wasn't it? I mean, I watched it and was there, and I still don't exactly know what I was supposed to do. But he read our fortunes to us on the iPad, which I thought was quite funny. All swanky, like traditional, like kind of Chinese prophet or whatever. And all of a sudden, my iPad. But yeah, it was just a bit weird. Like, so he told us what element we were, and then what colours complemented us, etc., etc. And then you had to shebang up an outfit, like, I mean shebang, out of a couple bits of cloth and some really funny, odd-looking jewellery. And yeah, we had to work with it. It was like, I don't even know what he was expecting. And I don't even know. I can't remember what my fortune was. Is that really bad? That's the thing, because you just don't know if it was real. Like, I really want to believe that it was real, but at the same time, we're with a production team. Anytime there's a production teams, things smell a bit iffy. Just a little bit iffy. Like, obviously they could have told the guy that. Sorry, that's really bad. The guy. I'm sure I have his name. Oh, Clemency. Yes, see, Clemency. I hope I said that right. Yes, I hope they told him. They could have told him that Alicia's close to her mum. And that, you know, just certain things, I don't know. I'm not sure. I really want to believe it. I'm sure he is really good, but we're just never gonna know. What was I? I was an entertainer. That's what my little notes there say. Entertainer. Ever so slightly. Yep, sob story-ish. Change your aura. That was it. Change your aura. I don't know. I quite like my aura. I didn't think it was. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that everything can't improve, but I was quite happy with the chi that's going on. And they want me to change it? What am I changing? I don't know. It was a bit, yeah, like I said, wishy-washy. And have you noticed as well how I'm always last? I'm always last in panel. I'm always last. I'm just always last. What is that about? Some of you clever people who can work out all the different reasoning for why we come where we come and what kind of edit that is, maybe let me know, because I don't know. Yeah, Laura won, had to take Ebonee, pretty funny. But I think you might as well, anyways. I think Ebonee was actually, like, second in that challenge, anyways. Like, the way the comments were and stuff, it sounded like he wanted her after her, so it was quite good that they went together, anyways. Photo shoot. Hello, did you notice how nice we all looked? We all looked very nice. We thought we were going out. That was actually the day we landed, may I add, off a 14, 15-hour flight or whatever it is. So we thought, come on, maybe a photo, just something, I don't know, not a photo shoot. We all look very nice. Bit of an effort for nothing, though, really. Yeah, worms. Not a fan of worms. Never have been an outdoorsy, creepy crawly, pick her up buggies kind of girl. Not really my thing. And to be honest, I think we got off pretty lightly. They could have dipped us in a whole bucket full of them. That would have been gross. I remember every time they handed me one, my instinct was that. I think that was the face. Sorry, it just, my mind went back there. When they fell down the dress and then got squished up against it. Yeah, I'm just gonna get that out of my mind. Laura crushed so many while she was doing her orgasmy thingy. Like, it was. I love Laura to pieces, and she's a wild card. Like, I really do. Like, watching her is really always entertaining. This time though, me and Ebonee watching her, it was so uncomfortable. Again, like with the music video, when I told you when she was singing and it sounded all sexual and like, oh, this was this, but in motion before my eyes, and she was moaning and groaning and crushing up those worms, and she was really upset about crushing the worms. May I add that in? Yeah. Slightly traumatized. Did anyone notice that the brief for this shoot was not really in there? Very confusing. But did you realise how we were all upset and trying to be sad and all of this? Because they told us they wanted it high emotion and to imagine things like our husband leaving us and you've seen him with another woman and someone died and it was like, cry, 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 little puppets, cry. It was, yeah, and that wasn't quite in there, so we all looked like we were doing this sad thing for no reason when, hello, that's what we thought we were there to do. I thought my shoot went okay. I was first. Just after me saying that I'm always last, I was actually first on this photo shoot, which is pretty scary, but a good opportunity at the same time, because it means you get to relax after it and just sit back and watch everybody else's and knows that you've kind of, I did the best I could. Did the best I could. Yeah, so maybe it was a little bit over the top, exaggerated, but again, I'm not an actress, I'm not very good at acting. Should probably get a little bit better at that. But hey, I like the photo. Liked it. Sophie, Jay loved Sophie, may I add. Absolutely loved her on the day, and again, this solidifies our, that means flipping it. Fit one thing on the day, next thing in elimination. Cats was kind of hard. It's just sometimes it just doesn't work, and the whole, it was that emotional thing, and sometimes it just doesn't work, and it just wasn't Cat's day. Alicia's was kind of hard as well, but she was the last, actually add that in. She was the last girl on the day. Now, may I add, like I said, this was the day we landed. It was God knows what time at night. We were all knackered, no sleepage. And then you have to wait for four other girls? How many of there was us? Six. 5 other girls to do a photo shoot, and then you're last, and then you're energy. Yeah, I probably would have had a photo like this if I was lost. So I thought I'd add that in. But elimination, look, it's a long one again. I'm sorry, guys. Elimination, did you notice how hard we were trying with the outfits? Those t-shirts, man, we're struggling. I'm pulling outfits out of my bum at this point, may I add. It's not the easiest thing to style a bright Union Jack top. We'll just ignore this. Have you noticed how it's getting longer with each girl? It's actually really scary. They spend more time, which means they can say more stuff and usually more bad stuff, and it makes me a little bit nervous, a little bit scared about what they're going to say. And yeah, they loved my photo. Yeah, I remember it being a little bit more wishy-washy than that, but they overall liked my photo. That's always good. Again, Sophie, flippage. What happened there? I do not know. Deliberation. I mean, come on, everybody knows out there that was not Kat's best photo. Don't get me wrong, it was hard, but that was not her best photo. Outright. Better and better. Oh, this is about me. Apparently they think I'm getting better and better in the competition, TV hosting. I know, I think you guys I say you guys, some of you get pretty mad at Kelly Catrone kind of saying that I should be a TV host and stuff, but just so you know, that really doesn't bother me. Like, there's a lot worse things that Kelly Catrone could say about me, and to me, I consider it a massive compliment, so really don't get too hung up on it. I'm not that bothered. I actually agreed with Tyra when she said that she didn't know whether it was a good picture for me or a good picture of a model. I agree. I gotta say, I agree. But I do love the photo. Yep, so call out order, Laura, but it felt like Laura was over there and then way behind her was me. Don't get me wrong, second, I'm very happy for that. Runner-up, I haven't got that yet. Yes, thank you. Very, very, very happy. But it did feel like it was Laura, and then way in the back was me, then Sophie, Ebonee, Alicia and Kat in the bottom 2, and Kat went home. It was horrible losing a Brit, and it was horrible losing Kat. I do really like Kat, and it was quite sad, wasn't it? I remember it. Oh, see, I'm starting to feel sad again. Yeah, it's starting to look really empty. Have you noticed that thing at the end where there's all of our photos standing and one fades? I'm looking pretty lonely there in the middle. And next week, I can't even get too much into next week because it just seemed like there was a whole heap of stuff going on, and it's 20 minutes, no. But Kung Fu, we had a fighting scene, had to do it, ching ching ching, and then we had the Ebonee and Laura. Continues, just continues, that's all I'll say on that. And dangling us off a building, because obviously we're on Top Model. What else would you want to do? So that's the end of that. I'm really going to try and end this. I've got to go to sleep, wake up in like a few hours and get on a plane and go to Miami. I am going to try and do these vlogs while I'm out there, but they're probably going to have to be a lot shorter, so it's just as well that I gave you a long one. Again, apologising for the attire, the lack of makeup, but hey, we're all human. See ya!